Hello students, welcome to Global Online University. This video is regarding GSET 2022 paper 1 preparation where we have taken up questions from teaching aptitude unit. After watching this complete video, you will get a understanding of this particular unit and it will help you boost your paper 1 marks for your upcoming examination. To boost your paper 1 score, we have brought for you 2000 plus most expected MCQs for GSET 2022, which will include most expected MCQs, PYQs and current affairs. If you have not prepared paper 1, if you study this PDF, it will be enough for your paper 1 preparation and you can devote the extra time for paper 2. If you want to join this or if you want to get the access to this PDF, please contact the number on the screen. The fees is just 499. Students, we also have paper 2 complete theory notes and MCQs for all the subjects of paper 2. To get access, contact the number on the screen and the fees for the same is 999.
Hello students, welcome to Global Online University. So as you all know, we are preparing for UGC NTA NET paper 1 and here we are looking at questions from teaching aptitude. This is the first unit. So students who have not prepared and who feel that their preparation is not up to the mark, these sessions are very helpful for you all because through these sessions only we'll be helping you to prepare for paper 1. Okay, so today's topic is teaching aptitude and we are looking at most important questions that are likely to come. So the first question here is diagnostic evaluation ascertains. So ascertains means to make sure of. What does diagnostic evaluation make sure of? So it makes sure that options are students' performance at the beginning of instruction, causes and remedies of persistence. Persistence means frequent learning problems, degree of achievement of instructional objectives, learning progress and failures after instructions. So the right answer is option B, causes and remedies of persistent learning problems during instructions. Okay, so mostly students have given the right answer. Very good. Let's move on to the next question. The most important appropriate purpose of learning is. So what is the most appropriate purpose of learning? It is the whether it is inculcation of knowledge, modification of behavior, personal adjustment or acquisition of skills. So what is the most important purpose of learning? Whenever you are gaining knowledge, what is your aim? So your aim is to modify behavior. See, because why everybody is talking about education? Because we want to bring good citizens into the country. So the country develops when the individual student behavior is changed. For example, if the students are taught that respect women, what is this? This is modification of behavior. There will be many crimes that will reduce. So that is the main motive of learning, to modify behavior. In order to be an effective teacher, which of the following is the dominant teaching practice? So effective means students prabhavi. In Hindi it is called prabhavi. Effective means whatever the teacher is trying to tell, if it is getting to the student, that means it is the teaching is effective. So an effective teacher is comments made by the teacher for the purpose of streamlining teaching process, content or process based question asked by the teacher, involving students in the learning process or using students' ideas and their contribution. In order to be an effective teacher, what the teacher should do? So the teacher should involve students in the learning process. For instance, when starting with a session, sometimes teacher asks question. So what the teacher does? Teacher is involving the student in the learning process, because teacher comes to know how much do you know about the topic. For example, if the teacher talks about okay, um, globalization. So first, the topic is globalization. So the first and foremost, teacher will ask, what is globalization? Do you think it is useful? How? Why not? So all this is when you're involving the students in the learning process. Then the teacher will be called an effective teacher. Okay, mostly students have given the right answer. Yashasvi, Hina, very good. The basic requirement for organizing teaching at reflective level deals with. So you know that there are different levels of teaching. There are three levels. First is memory level, then is understanding level, and the third is reflective level. So what is the basic requirement in the reflective level? So I'll tell you. Memory level deals with memorizing or learning. For example, the kind of education that happens in primary. Remember, we used to study A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3. Or what was that? Just memorizing rhymes. Students learn poems, rhymes, all these come in memory level. Understanding is related to cognition. For example, learning your mathematics, whatever you are learning, applying that comes in understanding level. And reflective level is when students they solve real life problems. Okay, that is reflective level. So basic requirement is systematic and sequential presentation of facts and information by the teacher. No, this is not true, because this is usually associated with memory level. Helping explore and explain problems and their solutions by the students, translating and interpreting facts by the students, or giving concrete facts and action sequence by the teacher. So the answer is directly in front of you. It is option B, helping explore and explain problems and their solution by the students. So what students do? They use their brain, whatever they have studied, and then they apply it. Whatever the problem is, they find the solution to that problem. That is reflective level. Okay, so this comes in the top of the learning process. First is memory level, then is understanding, and the third is reflective level. Okay, mostly students have given the right answer. Very good. Dynamics of good classroom communication involves. So when do you call, how would you call a classroom communication to be good? What makes it a good classroom? Individual differences, motivation, being organized, exclusivity, or gendered view. So, what happens in a good classroom? How is the communication in a good classroom? There is individual differences. Yes, this is true, because students, they come from different backgrounds, different religions, different social and economic backgrounds. So that is individual differences. Each student is different, is unique. Motivation, yes, if the students are motivated, the classroom communication will be good and it should be organized. So here the answer is A, B, and C. Okay, it should be individual differences should be taken care of. Some students has have answered B. B is not the right answer, students. And gendered view. Gendered view means like the difference between female and male. So teacher or a classroom communication should never be biased. Okay, it should not favor one gender. So that is, there should not be gendered view. And exclusivity means considering only one part is called exclusivity. So here in this question, our answer is A, B, and C. Option A is the right answer. Identify the factors affecting teaching related to positive learning environment in an institution. What are the factors, what are the different reasons that affect teaching? How are the What are the factors that affect teaching related to positive learning environment in an institution? So what are the factors that will make an environment positive, the learning environment to be positive? To extent to which teachers make clear presentation, the scope for sharing an open discussion within the classroom and the institutions. Yes, this is true, because if in a classroom, if all the students they feel free at sharing their point of view, and the discussion is open, everybody gets a chance to share their thoughts, then that will be a positive environment. Because if in a classroom some students are speaking or sharing while the other are just sitting, that will not be a positive environment, because then only one part, or only some students are getting developed, their thinking is getting developed. Teachers mastery of the content as reflected in learn answering students doubt, frequent use of positive reinforces either the institution or classroom. So here the right answer is option D, scope of sharing and frequent use of positive reinforces. D is the right answer. Which among the following is traditional assessment method? Traditional means the which things which have been used by a long time, that is traditional assessment method. Assessment means when you are assessing students, how much marks or how the performance are being checked, that is called assessment. So mcqs is a type of traditional assessment method. Only one is the right answer. Option A is the right answer over here. Which among the following qualities should a teacher have? Strong communication skills, good listening skills. Yes, teacher should have good communication skills, good listening skills as well. Teaching monotonously. So, students, monotonously means dull or boring. That is the meaning of monotonous. So, do you think the teaching should be monotonous? No, definitely not. A teacher should teach in an interesting way. Assessing the students infrequently means checking how the students are doing frequently or not frequently. So this option is incorrect. Showing empathy is the right answer. So empathy means that you care about the feeling of others. Okay, so here three options should be correct. Yeah, three are right. 1, 2, and 5. D is the right answer. Mostly students have given the right answer. Very good. Okay. A teacher should teach in the following way. From complex to simple? No. For example, if the teacher is trying to teach trigonometry, so teacher will first start with what is Pythagoras theorem, or teacher should start what is cos and sine. It doesn't mean that teacher is directly making you solve complex equations. No, first simple things need to be taught and then complex. For example, if the teacher is teaching a KG class student. So first the teacher will teach A, B and C. Then the teacher will teach the spelling of cat. Cat is CAT cat. So it should be from simple to complex. Okay. For a student, not complex to simple. The teacher will not teach first the spelling of cat and then ABC. So this is wrong. From unknown to known. No, this is also incorrect. It should be from known to unknown. From concrete to abstract, yes. From unseen to seen, this is also incorrect. From whole to part. Okay, whole to part means the teacher should break, if there is a big problem, the teacher should break it into small problems and then the teacher should explain it. So it should be from whole to part. So here option C is the right answer. From concrete, concrete means which is strong, like facts. And then abstract, abstract are those things that you cannot see. So those things from concrete to abstract and from whole to part. So C is the right answer. Okay. Some students have marked, I think, D. Students, D will not be the right answer because D says 3, 4, and 5. See, from unseen to seen, this is not right. For example, if the teacher is talking about galaxy, everybody knows what a galaxy is. Galaxy is something that is beyond, like we are living in Earth. Okay, this is Earth. Then comes all the atmosphere, and after that, here comes the sun, and here we have moon and the whole galaxies, okay, where other planets they live. So first the teacher will teach about moon and sun, only then the teacher will go to other things, okay. So that is from, it should be from seen to unseen, okay, because you can see the sun and moon, you cannot see other things like other planets. So first the teacher will talk about what you can see, and then the teacher will talk about unseen. So it should be from seen to unseen, but this says vice versa, so this is incorrect. Which among the following disorder affects writing abilities? Dyslexia, dysgraphia, dyscalculia, or attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. This is also known as ADHD, which is a writing ability disorder. So you know that there are so many different kind of people in or students, so there will be problems also. No, none of the person is perfect. They might have some problems. You might have seen that some students are there who after teaching so much also they don't do things properly, because that is not because they are lazy or something, it is because they might have some problem. So you might have seen Tare Zamipe, in that guy or that small boy, he had dyslexia. Dyslexia is reading disorder, okay, while dysgraphia is a writing abilities. Here in this question, B is the right answer. Dysgraphia means when the students have problems related to spelling or poor handwriting, all that is the problems related to writing. Dyscalculia, it means problem related to maths, okay, related to arithmetic. And ADHD is related when like students they have concentration issues, okay, or they have problems regarding anxiety. So that is ADHD. So you should know about these diseases also. Question can come in the UGC NET examinations from here, okay. Which among the following teaching aid is incorrectly matched? So you know, teaching aids are being used. There are visual. Visual means which you see. Audio is which you hear. So flashcard is a kind of visual aid. Yes, this is true. Projector, film projector is a kind of both audio and visual aid. C is also correct. Slides is related to visual aid. For example, this what you see in this screen, student, this these are slides which I have made on PowerPoint. So these are visual aids because you can see them, while gramophone is audio aid, okay. So here the question says which is incorrect, so this option is incorrect, hence it is the right answer, okay. Gramophone. You should know about teaching aids for your paper 1. The main objective of teaching is, what is the main aim of teaching? To facilitate learning, to give information about unknown facts, to use teaching aids to simplify the content, or to form good learning habits. So teaching is, main objective of teaching is to facilitate learning. If the teacher is able to make a student a self learner, okay, self learner, then the teacher is a good teacher. For example, if the teacher says, okay, this is the way a problem is being solved, and then the student he goes home and he tries to study, what is that? That is self learning, okay. So the main objective of teaching is to facilitate self learning, okay. So gramophone, one student has asked, gramophone is a kind of, it is a record player. Might have seen in movies and all. There are like black colored in this question. Okay, this student, this a black colored disc was there, and there used to be a pin, and this disc it used to rotate, and then the song used to play. So that is gramophone. Okay, it was used earlier, but now we have so many advanced way of listening to music. So it is a kind of audio aid. Peer group interaction in a classroom helps. So what is peer group? Some students might not know what is peer group. So peer means, for a student, it means the classmates, okay? Classmates, friends, all those are peer group. But peer in a classroom will be the classmate, class fellows. So their interaction helps in concept understanding, concept, or realization of one's misunderstanding, rapport building, or questioning. So it is related to concept understanding. When sometimes when we face problems, when we speak to our fellows, we tend to understand it more. Okay, so peer group interaction is also important for a student's development. Inclusive education implies, what is the meaning of inclusive education? Ensuring learning outcomes of every child to be same, including disabled in the mainstream, provides compulsory education, or ensuring that no child is left behind. Okay, so inclusive means, it means to ensure that no child is left behind. Inclusive means to not leave anybody. Okay, involving everyone. So that is, it is very important that every child of the country studies, because if some set of students they study, for people like people in the urban areas, they study, they will become better citizens, or they'll have good jobs or employment. But if people or students of some areas they do not study, they will lack all these opportunities. So inclusive education means ensuring that every child gets access to quality education. It is the right answer. When the learning outcomes of students are ensured with employment of less resources and effort on the part of a teacher, are more initiative for self-learning is evident. Which of the following expression will describe the teacher most appropriately? Teacher is successful, teacher is effective, teacher is intelligent or practical. So the question, see, this question is a little bit lengthy. So this question I would like to tell you, it was asked in UGC NET 2019 examination. Okay. So here the question says, if the learning outcomes of students are ensured with less resources, means if the time or the energy, all these are being used less, and the outcomes are more, and the students they become self learners, then what kind of a teacher is he or she? Then at that time the teacher is an effective teacher, because the teacher is motivating students to self learning. Because you see, if like if the teacher is not effective, the teacher comes, teaches that particular subject and goes. So what the student will happen, will happen, teacher the student will learn only that chapter or that subject. But if the teacher becomes an effective teacher, students will start loving learning, and they will try to study more, and then they will become successful in life. So self learning is very important. Listening is important for a teacher to address the requirement of learner, gain knowledge, keep learner in good humor, or evaluate learner for the progress made. So listening, what why is listening important for a teacher? And the right answer is address the requirement of a learner. Because When teacher will hear from the student, she will know what problems the student is facing. Okay, listening is important for a teacher to gain knowledge. Definitely this is not the right answer. How will a teacher gain knowledge from students? Because definitely she has mastery over the language. Keep the student a learner in good humor. Mm, nothing is humorous about this. And evaluate the progress made. So although this option also seems to be correct, but most importantly, address the requirement. For example, we just saw questions on diagnostic evaluation and we also saw on dysgraphia. So, what happened when the teacher will listen or will see how the student are writing? Only then, or let's talk about dyslexia, the reading disorder. So if the teacher will listen to the student, then she will come to know that the student is having dyslexia. Okay, so addressing the requirement of a learner will come from listening. Reflective practices implies use of one's cognition, metacognition on cognition, or reinforcement of learning. Reflective practices. So cognition is related to, it is related to your applying or analysis. All that comes in cognition, while reflective practices implies use of one's metacognition. Metacognition means thinking about thinking. Okay, here your right answer is option B. Metacognition means awareness and understanding of one's own thought. Okay, so here B is the right answer. Which is the most effective, efficient method of teaching? Teacher centering, information centric, student centering, or text centric? So, the most efficient method of teaching is student centric. C is the right answer. Which one of the following is important when a teacher communicates with student? So empathy is required. Empathy is very important when a teacher is communicating. B is the right answer. Which of the following is an example of intervening variable? Instructional material, teacher, student, administration. The right answer here is an instructional material is a kind of intervening variable. So here A is the right answer. Let's revise. The first question for today was diagnostic evaluation. What it ensures? It ensures causes and remedy of persistent means frequent learning problems. This was the first question. The most important purpose of learning is modification of behavior. Third question was in order to be an effective teacher, which of the following is dominant teaching practices? The dominant teaching practice is involving student in the learning process. Then the basic requirement for organizing teaching at reflective level is helping and explore and explain problems and their solutions by students. Dynamics of good classroom communication is individual differences, motivation, and being organized. A, B, and C. Okay. Identify the factors affecting teaching related to positive learning environment. So it is the right answer here was 2 and 4. Okay. Which of the following is traditional assessment method? It was MCQs. Which of the following qualities should a teacher have? Teacher should have good communication skills, good listening skills, and showing empathy. A teacher should teach in the following ways: from unseen, from concrete to abstract, and whole to part. Which of the following disorder affects writing abilities? It is dysgraphia. Which is teaching aid is incorrectly matched? It is gramophone. The main objective of teaching is to facilitate learning. The main, yeah. Peer group interaction in a classroom, it helps in concept understanding. Inclusive education implies that no child is left behind. When the learning outcomes are ensured with using less resources and more initiative for self-learning. Self-learning is seen more in the student, then the teacher is an effective teacher. Listening is important for the teacher to address requirement. What are the requirements the learner is facing? Reflective practices, use of metacognition. Metacognition is understanding your own thoughts. The most efficient method of teaching is student centric. Which one of the following is important when a teacher communicates with the student? It is this, there should be empathy. The teacher should have empathy. Which of the following is an example of intervening variables? So variables in teaching, they are of three types: independent variable, dependent variable. Like independent variable, teacher is a independent variable, okay, while the student is the dependent variable, and intervening variable is also called mediating variables. Okay, the strategies or the techniques of motivation, all these are different types of intervening variables. So here